These are the solutions to the homework problems found in the previous section. So the instructions are to find the product by using the regrouping algorithm. So we're going to multiply 12 times 8. So we start off with the ones. 8 times 2 is 16. We carry the 1. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So the result is 96. Number 2, 52 times 5. So we start in the ones and we multiply the ones together. 5 times 2 is 10. So we carry over that extra 1. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 1 is 26. So the result is 260. Number 3, 46 times 4. So we're going to multiply the ones together first. 4 times 6 is 24. So we carry the 2. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus that 2 is 18. The result is 184. Number 4, we now have 71 times 38. So now we have that extra 10. So let's start with the ones first. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56. Now since we're multiplying by 30, we put a 0 here instead so we can multiply it by 3 now. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 7 is 21. So the result is we need to add the partial products. So we have 8 and 0. 6 and 3 is 9. 5 and 1 is 6. And 2. So the result is 2,698. Number 5, we have 82 times 17. Starting off with the ones, we multiply 7 times 2, 14, carry the 1. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 1 more is 57. Now we're multiplying the tens column, so we put a 0 here so we can multiply it by 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 8 is 8. So we want to add these partial products together to find the total. 4 and 0 is 4. 7 and 2 is 9. 5 and 8 is 13. So the result is 1,394. Number 6, we have 58 times 33. Starting off with the ones, multiply 3 times 8, and that gives us 24. So we carry the 2. 3 times 5 is 15. Add the 2 extra for 17. Put a 0 here as a placeholder so we don't have to multiply it by 30 each time. We now just multiply it by 3. So 3 times 8 is 24. And I got lucky. So I'm going to use that same 2 in this case. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2 is 17. So we're going to add these partial products together. 4 and 0 is 4. 7 and 4 is 11. Carry that extra 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 7 is 9. And we have that 1. So the result is 1,914. Number 7, we have 642 times 8. We're back to multiplying by a single digit down here. So let's do 8 times 2, 16, carry the 1. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. Let's make that a nicer 3. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 3 is 51. So the result is 5,136. Number 8, 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Carry that 1. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. So the result is 3,138. Number 9, we have 144 times 9. So we begin by multiplying the ones together. 9 times 4 is 36. Carry the 3. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 3 is 39. Now we have 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 is 12. So the result is 1,296. Number 10, 219 times 7. Since we only have a single digit down here, we're only going to have one product. 7 times 9 is 63. Carry the 6. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 6, 13. Carry the 1. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1, 15. So the result is 1,533. Number 11, we see we're back to multiplying by double digits. So we're going to start with the ones place. So 8 times 8 is 64. I'm going to carry that 6. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 6 is 22. We're going to carry that 20. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 2 is 34. Now, because we're multiplying by 20, we're going to put a 0 here so we can multiply it by 2 instead. So 2 times 8 is 16. Let's get rid of these. 16. Carry that 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Then we have 2 times 4 is 8. We're going to add these partial sums together to find the result. So we have 4 and 0 is 4. 6 and 2, 8. 4 and 5, 9. 3 and 8, 11. So the total is 11,984. Number 12, we have 832 times 62. So we're going to first start off in the ones place. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 8 is 16. Now we're going to put a 0 here because we're multiplying by 60. So by putting the 0 here, it gives us a shortcut so we don't have to multiply by 60, but instead we can multiply by 6. So 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Carry the 1. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 1, 49. So we're going to add these partial products together to find the total. 4 and 0 is 4. 6 and 2 is 8. 6 and 9 is 15. Carry the 1. We have 2 plus 9 is 11. Carry the 1. And 1 and 4 is 5. So the final product is 51,584. Number 13. Now we're into multiplying by 3 digits. So we start off with the ones place. 7 times 9, 63. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 6 is 41. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 4 is 60. I'm going to get rid of these marks. And since I'm multiplying by 80, I put a 0 here, so it's a shortcut, so I can just multiply by 8 now. So 8 times 9 is 72. Carry the 7. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 7, so we get 47. 8 times 8 is 64, plus 4 is 68. I'm going to erase these marks, get ready for the next part. So because we're multiplying by 600, we're going to put 2 zeros here as a shortcut so we can multiply by 6 instead of 600 each time. So let's multiply 6 times 9, and that's 54. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 5 is 35. I'm going to carry that 3. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 3 more is going to be 51. Now, when you get to bigger problems like this, it's really important to make sure that you arrange your partial products neatly and so that each place value is lined up. Because if it's misaligned, then you can add the wrong numbers together and get an incorrect answer. So let's begin by adding these partial products. 3 in zeros is just 3. 1 and 2 is 3. 7 and 4 is 11. So let's carry that 1. We have 1 plus 6 is 7. Plus 8 is 15. And 5 is 20. Carry the 2. 2 and 6 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. Then we have 5 left over. So the product is 590,133. Number 14, we have 631 times 140. Now we haven't seen something like this yet, but if we're going to multiply by 0, well, it's just going to be 0 all the way across. So I don't have to do anything here for this ones place. So now I'm going to multiply by 40, but what I need to do is put that 0 there as a placeholder. So now I can just think about it as multiplying by 4. So now we have 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 times 6 is 24 plus 1, 25. Now we're multiplying by the hundreds. So if we put 2 zeros as placeholders, we can now think of it as multiplying by 1. So 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 6 is 6. So we're done multiplying. So now we want to find the total. So we're going to add these partial products together. 0 and 0, 0. 4 and 0 is 4. 2 and 1 is 3. 5 and 3 is 8. 2 and 6 is 8. So the final product is 88,340. Number 15, we have 261 times 615. So we start with the ones place. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 6 is 30. We carry that 3. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3, 13. Let's get rid of these marks so we don't confuse ourselves. Now we are multiplying by this digit here, and it's in the tens place. So we put a 0 here, so now we can multiply by 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. 1 and 6 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. Now since we're going into the hundreds, we're going to put 2 zeros as placeholders, so we can multiply by 6 instead. So 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Carry that 3. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So we're going to add these partial products together. 5 and 0 is 5. 0 and 1 is 1. We have 3 and 6 is 9, plus 6 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 and 1 is 2. 4, 10. Carry that 1. 1 and 5 is 6, and 1. So the product is 160,515. Number 16. We see now that we're multiplying by 4 digits, so we should expect 4 partial products. But because we see a 0 here, we know we're only going to have 3 partial products. So it doesn't matter how big of a number you're multiplying, using the regrouping algorithm, the steps are still the same. So we start off with this ones place. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 9 is 63, plus 1 is 64. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 6 is 62. Carry the 6. 7 and times 5 is 35, plus 6 is 41. So now we're multiplying by 30, so we're going to put a 0 here so we can multiply it by 3 instead. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 9 is 27. And we should erase these. So 3 times 9 was 27. We're going to carry that 2. 3 times 8 is 24. Plus 2 is 26. Carry the 2. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. So let's get rid of these marks up here. So now if we look at the hundreds, well, we don't need to do anything for the hundreds because it's 0 times this number, and that's just going to give us 0. So we skip this because there's nothing to do here. So now we're multiplying this top number by 4,000. So how many zeros do you think we'll need to multiply by 4,000? Well, if you guessed 3, you are correct. So we need to put 3 zeros now, so we can treat this as multiplying it by 4. So now we do 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 9 is 36. Carry the 3. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 3 is 35. Carry that 3. Now we have 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3 is 23. So now we're going to add all of these partial products together to find the total. So see how I have these place value columns aligned? If they were off, then we might add the wrong numbers together. So let's add these together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 and 6 is 10. Carry the 1. So we have 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 7 is 10. We just have 10 here. Carry it over. 1 and 1 is 2. And I'm going to add that to the 8 to give us 10. Plus 6 is 16. I have 1 and 4 is 5. Plus 7 is 12. Plus 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 2 and 5 is 7. And then we just have 23 million left. So the final product is 23,786,004.